Bullet Club.
Hello, welcome back to the channel. If you've been with us before, welcome to the channel if this is your first time. This gives me great pleasure to say this for the very first time in one of our videos. We are Lee Allen Presents. I am your host, Alan. This is my other host, my partner, my life partner, and my wife, Leanne. We did a thing a few days ago. As you're watching this, a couple of days ago, we got married. We're not going to force it down everyone's throats. I think we've kind of mentioned it a few times. We're getting married. I even put it in the nameplate when it's coming up, saying we've been together 6 years. We just got married. So awesome, and it gives you great pleasure to say that for the first time. It's kind of an interesting feeling to say for you guys watching us for the very first time on our channel. This is the first video that we recorded since being married. That this is indeed my wife. So yeah, let's move along from that. So you already know why we're here. We are here for Wrestledream. This is our predictions video for the upcoming event on October 1st from AEW Wrestledream. So if you've seen our videos before, our prediction videos, you'll know that we'll do the non-title matches first, followed by the title matches. More often than not, rather, it'll be least favorite or least looking forward to, going down to the most looking forward to on the non-titles, and then the same thing with the title matches. Much like All In, much like All Out, Wrestledream has been very difficult. So I've just kind of loosely done it on the whole sort of most looking forward to kind of thing. There's some matches which are like, okay, that got made on Dynamite on Wednesday night, right? Okay, great, whatever. But a lot of these matches are literal bangers, and I'm looking forward to the entire card. There's not one dead match on this card for me. I don't know how I'm going to pick one. I think I might be able to, but we'll get into that later on. So we'll give our least looking forward to and most looking forward to at the end of this video. So if you're here for that, then you can either stick around with us and listen to our predictions all the way through, or you can just skip to that bit right at the end, which will be under final thoughts in the description down below. You've got little links. So Wrestledream, it's the first time AEW is running this event. It's in honor of the late Antonio Inoki, who is the New Japan Pro Wrestling founder. There has been some interesting rumors circulating where AEW owner and president, I don't know if it was an interview or a podcast or a media thing, I'm not entirely certain where this has come from, but he said that AEW's Wrestledream event is the end of one era and the beginning of another. And that has led into a lot of speculation that Tony Khan is indeed buying New Japan Pro Wrestling. If anyone's sort of seen our previous AEW videos, I've been sort of banging on a little bit of the G1 Climax. Tetsuya Naito won that, which I was really happy about. I have been watching a bit more New Japan stuff as well, and I'm really enjoying it. So if Tony Khan has indeed done that, and he plans to sort of bring more into a limelight, and then potentially, because he's got AEW, Ring of Honor, and if it is New Japan that he's buying, then they could easily just do like a WWE Network kind of thing, just fold them into one umbrella, do their own streaming service with all three companies. Yeah. That would be incredible. I'd be down for that. I'd be like, yeah, Tony, take my money. Okay. Cool. So some of these, they're probably not going to have much of a build-up, because some of them are just kind of like, not. I don't want to say thrown together, because that's probably not the right term. There's just stakes in a lot of matches, but some of them might not necessarily have much of a story to it. Anything that does have a long-run story will only cover the story that's happened since the last pay-per-view. And he said premium live event, then again my pay-per-view company's mixed up. So we're not going to go back and be like, right, 3 years ago, this happened with this guy, and this is where it's come from. We're just going to sort of cover it from the last sort of pay-per-view, if there's still things from that. There's only a few matches on here which actually has a proper build-up. So cool. I say proper build-up, I mean long-term story. We got you. So, let's jump into this first. Some of the graphics might be a bit weird, because AEW, for some reason, don't like putting up high-quality graphics for a lot of this stuff. So some of them screen caps from Dynamite, Rampage, Collision, etc. Or I've managed to pull some of the stuff off Instagram, but it is what it is. So first match we're going to talk about is a match was made Wednesday night. I'm losing track of what day it is. It's been a long week. On Dynamite, and that is the Blackpool Combat Club's Wheeler Yuta is taking on Ricky Starkz. So this is kind of spun out from, I believe it was All Out with a strap match, wasn't it? Let me just double check my notes from the last thing. Yeah. So Bryan Danielson returned from his broken arm. He fought Ricky Starkz at All Out. Obviously, he won that. Since then, they have had a Texas Death Match, which I believe was on Collision maybe 2 weeks. No, it was last week. It was last week, wasn't it? Last week. And after that match, Bryan Danielson won, obviously. Surprise, surprise. No brainer on that one, right? It looked like Ricky Starkz was kind of getting up and Big Bill was helping him, and I think Claudio Castiagnoli, was picking up Bryan Danielson because they were both obviously spanked as a Texas Death Match. And you could kind of see Ricky Starkz was almost like doing this. And then Wheeler Yuta jumps in the ring. No, it was Yuta that was picking up Bryan, sorry.
Yeah.
And then he kind of shoved him off because he thought he was, for some reason, was going for Bryan. But, if someone's doing this with their hand, it looks like they're going to kind of put the hand out. That's not going for someone. Going for someone. You're ready. You're tense. Ricky Starkz just got battered.
Yeah.
If anything, he would go Big Bill, bulldoze him.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he's 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that. So it feels like Wheeler Yuta kind of jumped the gun on that, and I think that's kind of where it came from. And obviously on Dynamite they showed there was a bit after Collision that was recorded backstage, where Ricky Starkz having a bit of a promo. And Wheeler Yuta kind of comes in and he says, look, maybe I jumped the gun, maybe we're going to offer your hand, but I've got to look out for Bryan Danielson and the Blackpool Combat Club's affairs. And then Ricky Starkz was like, you know what, I'm better than you, screw you, whatever. And then they're like, right, okay, Wrestledream, let's do it. And that's pretty much the build-up.
Cool.
2 great athletes.
Yeah.
Phenomenal talents. Wheeler Yuta's really come a long way since joining Blackpool Combat Club.
Definitely.
And Ricky Starkz has definitely come a long way as well in the last sort of 6 to 8 months, I think. I don't quite get this whole thing with him and Big Bill.
No.
But it's working. It's working. Yeah. Ricky Starkz is a great athlete.
Yes.
Big Bill, to be fair, he has gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
He was decent when he was in WWE. I feel that Enzo Amore sort of carried that team.
Yeah.
Because he was the guy on the stick. He had the look. He had the charisma. He had the ring talent. And I felt that Enzo was the one carrying that team. But it's good to see Big Bill kind of Johnny Mogul Embassy, or kind of had lines for them. I think he's part of the Mogul Embassy or the Mogul affiliates, I think they call themselves now. One of the two. I always get those two mixed up. But it's nice to see that Big Bill is kind of in the spotlight with Ricky Starkz, because I think he's getting a good rub off Ricky Starkz for that spotlight. Because Ricky Starkz is kind of, I wouldn't say he's main event status, but he's certainly not undercard.
No.
And he's above the mid card. So he's kind of between mid and upper. So he's definitely coming up in that thing. Anything you want to say about this match?
I think they're a good sort of match size-wise, these two guys.
I think Starkz might be a little bit taller, but I think Yuta might be a bit stronger.
Yeah, so
it kind of balances
out. There's definitely not an underdog in this match, so it could be an excellent showing of skill, talent, all that stuff. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, cool. Who do you have winning?
Ricky.
Yeah. He's taken 2 absolute thrashings now from Bryan Danielson between the strap match and the Texas Death Match. I think it would be stupid to make him lose to Wheeler Yuta. And that's not to put Wheeler Yuta down, not at all. But I feel that if you've taken 2 hard losses from someone like Bryan Danielson, you need to recoup that somehow.
Yes.
To make Ricky still look strong.
Yeah.
So if Yuta beats him now, that's going to make him look pretty weak.
Yeah, agreed. Awesome.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. Next one, I'm not... okay, so we'll go to another. The next match is... whose house? Swerve Strickland. Swerve. Is facing Hangman Adam Page.
Yeah.
I love the definitive there. It's like,
that is correct.
Yeah.
Well done.
So, I can't quite remember how this fully came about. I remember that it was Brian Cage versus Hangman Adam Page on Dynamite for the 3rd time. So it was I think there was Cage had won 1, Page had won 1, they were doing the rubber match.
Yeah.
And I think, because obviously Brian Cage is part of Mogul Embassy. I'm going to call it Mogul Embassy. I think it's Mogul Embassy.
I think so.
And obviously Swerve just stood on the top of the ramp. And it was like, okay, great, awesome. And I really don't remember where this has come from. It's kind of, I feel like it's been a bit of a long burn, but very much a low heat. Very much in the background of everything.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of just gone whoop, straight into the forefront, which is not necessarily a bad thing, But I don't know. I've not had really much chance to look back at this and kind of figure out where it's come from.
Yeah.
Apart
feels
from
a
that,
little bit out of nowhere.
Yeah. Apart from the Brian Cage Hangman Adam Page match on Dynamite, the third of the three meetings that they've had. There was a contract signing, which got pretty intense.
Yeah.
Obviously, Swerve smacked Hangman Page. Hangman then stabbed him with a pick. He's signing the contract. After Hangman turns around, just wham straight in his hand. It was like, ooh, seen that before, but not for a long time. So it was nice to see that sort of shenanigans come back in. That was great. So one thing I'll say before we sort of go into the final thoughts and then the predictions of that is that I'm surprised they haven't had the Keith Lee Swerve Strickland blow off yet.
Yeah.
That's just kind of gone. Where'd it go? Where is it? Oh. Truly limitless. And I'm kind of glad because Swerve can do better. I don't like Keith Lee. I think he's overrated. Yeah. Personally. Final thoughts on this match? You got anything to say?
Yeah, could be good. Be good. Be nice to see Swerve doing some stuff. Yeah.
It's obviously Hangman's been tagging with the Elite recently.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah,
so he's been in a lot more tag matches. Yeah, so it's, and obviously the match with Brian Cage. Swerve, I think he hasn't really had a match since All In with a coffin match.
No, he hasn't done a lot.
No.
But, I mean...
But he's definitely, and obviously he's trying to, obviously with the promo that they had on Dynamite, he was saying he wants to sort of elevate him up to that top main event status. And I think given maybe next year, I think sort of first quarter, second quarter of next year, I think he could be given that push. Like, imagine if MJF's still champ at that point. Imagine him and MJF going at it. Yeah. That would be nuts. Because Swerve has a lot of talent. Yeah. You just need to stop wearing those stupid balaclava things.
Yeah.
They just look stupid.
They're very weird.
Yeah. Any final thoughts?
No, nothing. I think you covered it all.
Yep. Who you got?
Hangman.
Yeah. I think so as well. I think Hangman's going to win this one.
Yeah.
I don't quite know why, but I've just got the inkling that Hangman's going to get it.
Yeah, so...
if, depending on what happens... Oh, damn you.
It's been a long week. Everything's fine.
Depending on what happens in one of the title matches after, they could elevate Hangman into a TNT title match, maybe. That's it. Okay. Next up, then, we've got a match that should have taken place at Forbidden Door last year. We have Bryan Danielson from the Blackpool Combat Club is facing Zack Sabre Jr., the current New Japan Pro Wrestling TV champion, in what's being dubbed a dream match. Yeah. So as I said, we were supposed to be getting this last year at Forbidden Door. Bryan Danielson had an injury. I think it was his foot. I can't remember. Yeah. I think it was it the foot? I can't remember. He had an injury. Either way, he had an injury. That's when Claudio Castiagnoli sort of came in to take his place as a mystery opponent for Zack Sabre Jr. at Forbidden Door last year. So that's sort of how long he's been in the company. And obviously both these guys are very technical. Yes. There's not really been much build-up of this. It's just been two technical wrestlers because they're both great technical wrestlers. Yeah. Just wanting to see them fight because I don't think they have in a very long time, if at all. I'm not entirely certain of the history.
Is this where both of them are sort of labelled the best technical wrestler in the world? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. We'll see.
So, go back to the New Japan stuff. As I said, I watched Zack Sabre Jr. a great outing in G1. He's had some really good stuff with TMDK in the Road to Destruction, in the sort of build up to the event on October 9th, I believe it is. And Zack Sabre Jr. will be facing Will Ospreay for the IWGP United Kingdom Championship at Royal Quest 3 next month. Okay. That's going to be a banger. Because anytime we put Will Ospreay in something, it's a banger, right? Yeah. So, again, we haven't really got much to say about this. There's not really been much build-up. It's just been, yep, I want to fight you, dream match, let's go. Yep. All right, cool, great, awesome. We should have had it last year, and they're doing it now, so I guess better late than never. One thing I'm a bit uneasy about is I get the feeling this might not be as great as everyone's thinking. No. Much like, was it Edge and Randy Orton in the greatest wrestling match ever? Yeah, I was just like,
too much.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, great, okay.
If you build it up too much, people are more likely to be disappointed.
Yeah, and I think labelling this a dream match is kind of dangerously teetering on that knife edge of this. Yeah, I would agree. Any final thoughts?
Not really. Zack Sabre Jr. I think is one of those that I'd like to see more of. Yeah. I haven't had much chance, so whenever he pops up, I'm excited.
Yeah, yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I've had a bit more time when I've been prepping wedding stuff to watch New Japan.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen a lot more Sabre Jr. than you have. But yeah, no, he's fantastic.
Yeah.
Who have you got?
With you saying about Zack Sabre Jr. going on to a title thing over in Japan, I feel like maybe a win here would set him up on a...
So here's where I'm going to throw a spanner in
yeah.
the works. Royal
Please do.
Quest isn't in Japan. It's in London.
Oh, okay.
It's in Britain.
But it is with a
So-
Japanese company.
Yeah, but Zack Sabre Jr. is British.
Yes.
Will Ospreay, also British.
What? There we go.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So just in case that changes your mind on anything as well.
I don't think it does. I think a win against Bryan Danielson sets him on that high streak, which is always good to have on your way to a title defense.
Especially with the elevation of Will Ospreay's currently got.
Yeah.
My
You
God.
wouldn't want him to look weak getting beaten before. Although, guaranteed, if Bryan Danielson does win, it's not that Zack Sabre Jr. will look like he's not done good. He'll put on a good show anyway.
Oh, absolutely.
But I'm going to go for Sabre.
Going for Sabre Jr.?
Yes.
Ooh, see, I would like to agree with that. I would like to see Bryan Danielson almost put in his place. You know, he beat Kazuchika Okada. And I don't want to see him beat Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah.
But
You think he will?
I think Bryan's going to win.
Okay.
Unfortunately, because he has said when his daughter becomes 7 years old, he's going to retire from wrestling, or he'll have a year left in wrestling.
True.
This is effectively his last year in the industry, actually competing as a wrestler.
So do they want
So I
to...
think,
put him
think
down?
they're going to put a massive spotlight on him. They're going to push him to the moon
Okay.
and run with it. And that's not to say he doesn't necessarily deserve it. But I think there's probably better ways to tell the story.
It's a little bit artificial,
Yeah,
I suppose.
yeah.
When you know that there's a reason for it.
Like personally for me, I would love to see Zack Sabre Jr. win this.
Yeah.
As you said, it gives him the rub heading into Royal Quest 3.
Yeah.
You know? But I just don't see it happening.
Okay.
Speaking of Royal Quest 3 and Will Ospreay, our next match sees enemies Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega teaming up with Kota Ibushi, and they were taking on the Don Callis family, which comprises of Konosuke Takeshita, Sammy Guevara, and Will Ospreay, the IWGP United Kingdom champion. Can you say banger?
It's definitely going to be
This is going to be a banger.
Uh-huh.
Absolute banger.
No doubt.
That you've got literally, as it stands right now, 4 absolute legends in the business, and then 2 very much high up and coming stars.
Yeah.
You know, Jericho, legend, former multi-time world champ. Kenny Omega, legend, former multi-time world champ. Kota Ibushi, former multi-time world champ. Absolute legend in Japan. Absolutely. I'd even say that Will Ospreay, you know, he's had the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. He's current holder of the IWGP United Kingdom Championship. He branded the United States Championship. He went out, in the storyline of it, he went out, spent the money off his own back, and rebranded the United States title as the United Kingdom title. And it looks beautiful. Looks stunning. Looks great. And he beat Kenny Omega, Kazuchika Okada, all within a month.
Yes, he did.
That takes a lot.
Yeah.
And they've been obviously through the G1. He had a great G1. I think he only lost 1 match, if I remember rightly. I think that was a count out. I'm not 100% certain on that one. But he did end up losing to... Was it Naito? I think it was Naito that beat him. Tetsuya Naito went to win it. But again, that was great. And he still looked strong. Yeah, it was Naito. It was a hell of a match. Hell of a match. Superb. Yeah. I mean, obviously the Don Callis stuff. They seem to be dragging it out a bit too much for my liking.
Yeah, I think so.
But I can kind of see why.
Yeah.
Obviously, they've got Kota. He's obviously not signed to AEW yet. But they've got Kota on board, which is great. So it was nice to see Kota Ibushi again. And the Golden Lovers reunited with him and Kenny Omega. And just throwing Jericho in the mix makes it a bit combustible.
Yeah.
Now, okay, any final thoughts on this?
No, I don't think so. It's going to be crazy. It's big names.
Yeah.
Chuck them in.
You've got a couple of high flyers. You've got Takeshita, who's a bit more of a ground and pound, along with Jericho.
Yeah.
And Kota. It's just going to be nuts.
Yeah.
It's going to be nuts. Who you got?
I think Jericho.
Jericho, Omega, and Kota,
Yeah. Like you said, the feeling that the Don Callis stuff's being dragged on quite a ways. Maybe they do need to start
winding it down.
Now,
my problem, and it's only literally just popped in my head actually.
Okay.
So, the Jericho stuff with Don Callis and Sammy Guevara. So Sammy Guevara fought Jericho on Dynamite a few weeks back. after the match. Jericho won after the match. Sammy Guevara blowed him, joined Don Callis' family.
Yeah.
What if that was all a double bluff to lower Kenny Omega's guard and Jericho did join the Callis family?
Oh, maybe.
So he's going to turn on Kota and Kenny.
Mm-hmm.
Because Kenny Omega and Jericho have no love for each other in the storyline, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's like, are they gonna? And it literally just popped in my head. So I think would they do that? Would they pull Jericho and just be like, "Hey, this is a swerve. Screw you, Kenny."
Interesting.
I don't know, because then you would have Jericho, Sammy, Ospreay, and Takeshita.
Yeah.
Versus the Golden Elite, technically the Young Bucks, Kenny and Kota.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're gonna do this. I want to see Jericho, Kenny, Omega, and Kota Ibushi win. Obviously, Kenny's one of my favorite wrestlers, if not my favorite active right now.
Yeah.
But I also really like the other guys. I do like Takeshita, but I hate the in story. I hate him.
Yeah.
And Don Callis. And obviously they have beaten Omega twice in a row. So would they make it 3? I'm gonna go with Jericho, Omega, and Kota.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. I had to kind of talk myself into that one, and I hope I'm right.
That's what you get for playing fantasy booker.
I know. But that's the whole point of prediction, isn't it? So.
Yeah.
Okay. Next match, again, is one that's not really been built up so per se. It's a fatal 4-way tag team match. It's the Young Bucks versus the Guns of Bullet Club Gold versus Orange Cassidy and Hook versus the Lucha Brothers. And this is the last of our non-title match, by the way. And the winner of this match gets a tag team title match at any time. Now, whether or not that means, right, we want to fight you tonight, or if it means that, they've just taken a beating, I want to fight you now, kind of like Money in the Bank. They haven't really alluded on it.
Okay.
But I kind of hope it's not like the Money in the Bank thing. I kind of hope it's like we want you tomorrow night on Rampage or tomorrow night on Collision or whatever.
Yeah,
I kind of hope it's more like that. Yeah.
Choose when the challenge will
So
begin.
even if they get beaten up on Rampage, let's say FTR go against Bullet Club Gold again, for example, and they have another hour-long barn burner, and they can go, right, well, we want you tomorrow night.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have that time to recover fully, and that's yeah.
Okay.
4 great teams, to be fair. I think the one that is probably the least likely to win in my mind is Orange and Hook.
Yeah.
Because you look at the Young Bucks. Oh, I've just actually tweeted onto this. Young Bucks.
Yeah.
Guns. Yeah. And Lucha Bros. What have they got in common?
Brothers.
They're all real life brother tag teams.
Very true.
All real life. Orange and Hook aren't. They just kind of like...
Going together.
Yeah.
They've been great when they've been working
together. Yeah. Not denying that. And they have potential. They absolutely have potential.
They're not a steady group.
I would have rather seen an established team in this, like Best Friends or Dark Order.
Yes. Or
the Hardys. And again, you could have thrown the Hardys in and had 4 real life brother teams in this. That feels like a bit of a missed opportunity to me.
Yeah, could have been.
That could have been great. Anything else you want to say about this?
No, I don't have much. I mean, it hasn't been long since the last pay-per-view.
No, I know. It's been, 3 weeks? Maybe 4 weeks?
The recap, it's quite hard to think of anything additional to add, so I do apologise.
No, it's fine. As I said, it's been a long week, so...
It's been such a long week, but it's been great. Nothing necessarily good.
Who have you got?
Oh, it is tough though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a tough one. I might go... I sort of don't have any reason to go for one over another.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just sort of pick a little bit off the cuff maybe and go with the Lucha Bros.
Yeah, okay. Who am I going for?
Bucks.
Yeah, why?
Because you love them.
Yeah, okay. Why in reasoning?
I don't know.
Okay. Lucha Bros.
Yeah.
They have a title.
Yeah.
They had the national title when Ray Fenix beat John Moxley. Okay. Orange and Hook, I feel they haven't got enough chemistry, and I don't think they'd push them this soon as a tag team. Okay.
The Guns has recently had a title.
Yeah. The Guns, they don't have a title. Granted, they're part of Bullet Club Gold. What happened at the very end of Dynamite on Wednesday?
Gosh, I can't remember.
Switchblade got jumped by 5 guys. That's going to be the start of an angle for the entirety of Bullet Club Gold against whoever these people are, I think.
So they've already got something.
So I think they've already got something in the running for them.
Cool.
So, and even though was it Matt? No, it was Nick Jackson won the singles match, or the triple threat match rather, to win an international title shot. I think the Young Bucks have the best chance of winning this.
All right.
Because of that.
Sense.
Yeah. Cool. So that was the last of our non-title matches, as I already said. Now we move on to our actual title matches. I don't know what happened there. I just kind of...
It's all good.
I was just looking through this and I realised there's 5 non-title matches and there's 5 title matches. As it stands right now. So there is a 0 hour. They haven't said any matches, or announced rather any matches for the 0 hour as of this moment in time. Any matches, I should preface at the beginning of the video. Anything changes on Rampage or Collision, because obviously we're recording this prior to those airing, because we want to get the predictions up in good time for you guys to watch them. Anything does change between now and sort of Sunday, middle of Sunday, when we get around to watching Collision. In our prediction, we want to change our predictions. We'll pop it in the description down below. Likewise, if there's any new matches that pop up or any new stipulations, we will also update those in the description down below. Okay, so the first of our title matches is probably the least looking forward to, just because I'm kind of over Darby getting title shots all the time.
Okay.
And it's going to be Christian Cage versus Darby Allin for the TNT Championship in a 2 out of 3 falls match. So, again, like I said towards the beginning of the video, I'm not going to recap everything, because this has literally been like 6 months worth of stuff now between these guys. And it's like, Darby's like, on a title match, and it's like, okay, you got it. No, give it to someone else.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm just getting a bit fed up of seeing Darby Allin in the TNT title picture. Like, he's a 2-time champion. Yeah, great, awesome. What does that mean? You know, have him feud with other people. Great. You know, it's just annoying me a bit now. It's annoying me a bit.
At some point, it's got to be the last chance.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, because I know you like Darby Allin. You've got Darby Allin shirt. He's probably one of your favourites right now. I like Darby Allin. But I don't want to see him fighting Christian or Luchasaurus all the time.
It's the storyline that's getting stale.
Yeah.
I know it's like, oh, well, Christian's only just officially got the title, so it sort of reset the clock and he can have another match.
Well, no, because it's still Darby fighting for the same belt.
And Christian's claiming that he's had the belt all along, so...
Well, he's been carrying it all along, to be fair.
It.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I know a lot of people don't like Christian. I think they don't feel that he's...
I hate him in storyline.
Yeah. I think they don't feel that he's worthy of being where he is right now.
He is worthy of being where he is.
He is absolutely friggin' worthy of it. He's the only wrestler ever to hold championship in WWF/WWE, Impact Wrestling/TNA, because they obviously got TNA/Impact, they changed the name, WWE's ECW, and AEW. If you were to take out the ECW one out of that, there's only one other guy which has held a title in WWE/WWF, technically. TNA, Impact, and AEW. Do you know who that is?
Edge.
Nope. Edge hasn't been in AEW.
I don't know.
Samoa Joe.
I'm just throwing names out.
Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
So he obviously won a title in WWE and NXT. He was the Impact World Champion. I can't remember what title he won. I think it was the US title. I can't remember in WWE. And obviously he had the TNT title, but he's the current Ring of Honor television champion too. So yeah, Christian's absolutely worthy of it.
Yes.
And I think I've said this before. If you want to know more about Christian, you should listen to the Something to Wrestle podcast with Bruce Pritchard, which covers Christian Cage, one of the earlier episodes, I guess like 90 something or 80 something. Superb episode. Superb podcast. But his stuff is like, he's willing to do what it takes.
Yeah.
And part of that, I think, comes when you listen to the podcast. Vince McMahon was like, at one point, like, we want you to cut your hair, pal. And Christian was like, no, I'm not doing that. I ain't doing that. And he was kind of like, he didn't want to do it because he felt that he knew best.
Yeah.
And then he was like, oh crap, maybe I don't. And a few months later he did, but Vince had soured on him at that point.
Yeah.
I think now this is why he's literally doing anything he can to show that he's willing to do anything, including like taunting Nick Wayne's mother, talking smack about his deceased father, talking smack about Darby Allin's deceased uncle. You know, and it's like, it's kind of, it does make you feel a bit uncomfortable, but you kind of appreciate it at the same time. It's like, oh, he's going to places that not many people go to. And I like that in a heel. You know, it's like MJF as well. Yeah. You know, talking about Jay White's beard. I'm not going to repeat it because it might not be seen as PG, but, you know.
It's funny.
Yeah. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, like you say, it's a bit stale. Luchasaurus is going to get involved probably. 2 out of 3 falls, so it could be great, or it could. I don't have any doubt. Slow, you know.
I don't have any doubt this will be a great match. Yeah. Will it be the best on the card? Maybe not.
No, there's always that worry with 2 out of 3 falls match because one pinfall means that the person who gets pinned is like done, and then they have to continue. So it can make it quite slow in that sense. But, you know, second wind, third wind, whatever comes through.
I really hope that whichever one wins, and we'll go to the prediction in a sec, that the one thing I absolutely hate with 2 out of 3 falls matches, do you know what it is?
No.
Let's say Christian gets the first fall.
Yeah.
Darby will absolutely 100% get the second fall.
Yes, because they want to get to the third fall.
I can't remember a time when that has not happened.
Maybe this will be the one?
Please do it. Please. Because I think it just bucks the trend.
Yeah.
I get the tension. I get the, we're on the sudden death. We're on the final thing. But if that's the case, just have a 1 fall to a finish. You know? Because it kind of nullifies itself.
Yes.
By doing that.
So they both get 1 fall. You're just starting from scratch, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Who you got?
Christian
all the way.
And if it is that he wins 2 falls, not clean, straight, Darby then has absolutely no claim to.
And that's part of what I'm hoping happens. Yeah. I think, did Christian say Sting was banned from ringside, or was that for the triple threat?
I think that was the triple threat.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't remember him saying
if Luchasaurus shows up, Sting's going to show up, absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Next up, and again, this isn't because I think it's going to be a bad match, it's just really difficult in knowing which way to put these matches in. Defending the AEW Tag Team Championships, you have FTR versus Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis of Undisputed Empire, also known as Aussie Open. So, this pretty much came from Aussie Open losing their Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships at All In to Better Than You. Baby. And they kind of started running Rampage, running Roughshod and Rampage and Collision in matches. And then literally just grabbed the mic and said, we want FTR. We want to take those tag titles off you. And to the day, October 1st, it's literally 1 whole calendar year, 365 days, since Royal Quest 2 in London, where the exact same match took place. FTR versus Aussie Open. It wasn't for the AEW tag titles. I think it was for the Ring of Honor tag titles at that point. Or it might have been the IWGP ones. I don't remember 100%. Both great teams. FTR have obviously been crushing it. They've had some real great matches as of late. They got the open invitation thing going on, which has been fantastic. You've seen like the Iron Savages fighting them for the belts. You've seen the Workhorsemen fighting them for the belts. I don't think they've announced a match for Collision for them this week, but there might be a match on Collision for them this week. And again, Aussie Open, you know, they're part of United Empire with Jeff Cobb, Great O'Khan, Will Ospreay. They've got a new chap in there whose name I forget right now. But yeah, no, fantastic team. I'm looking forward to seeing more of Aussie Open. I think they're great because they have actually signed with AEW. So, yeah, I mean, they've had a couple of exchanges back and forth, but that's pretty much it in terms of mic in ring, sort of on the mic stuff. Any final thoughts on this one?
Nope. It's going to be good. FTR always put on a great match, and so do Aussie Open. So
Yep. I haven't seen a bad match from either of these guys.
Nope.
Or either of these guys, or these teams, rather.
Yeah.
Who you got?
FTR.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. FTR are on too much of a hot streak right now. I can't see them pulling it off and putting them on to Aussie Open.
It might be close.
It could be close. Obviously, they did drop the ROH tag titles. Was that done because of this? Only time will really tell.
Yep.
But it would be nice, I think, to see FTR lose the titles. So I don't think FTR need the titles.
No.
I really don't. I really don't.
So who do they drop them to?
It'd have to be someone strong.
Yes.
And Aussie Open are definitely up in contention.
Yeah.
I would rather see Bullet Club take it. And like I said, I think I said it in the All Out reactions, that I would love to see either a combination of Juice and Jay taking the AEW titles and the Guns taking the ROH tag titles, or vice versa. So Bullet Club would hold literally 4 belts.
Yeah.
That would be great. And then we just need to get, Card Blade Jay White to get a title, though. You know? Just get a proper replica title and stick it around the cardboard cutout. Yes. That'd be great.
I think that'd be good. That'd be fun.
Bullet Club. Cool. Okay. Next match then. It is the only, as it stands right now, it is the only female match or women's match on the card. Chris Statlander is defending her TBS championship against Julia Hart of House of Black.
Yes.
Julia Hart has been on a complete, absolute monstrous tear as of late. And as they were quite keen to remind everyone on Dynamite during the commentary, she's gone for 17 months undefeated. But do you know who handed her last defeat
Chris Statlander.
So back in April 2022.
The big one.
Yeah. Obviously she's got, she being Julia Hart, pronouns pal, has Brody King in her corner. The rest of House of Black haven't been seen since All In.
No.
Malachi's apparently dealing with a knee injury, I think it was. So it's not a massive one, thankfully. I think it was a knee. It might be a knee or it might be a calf. It was something to do with the leg, I think, but it wasn't his back because he was out for that previously. It wasn't his back, so that's a good thing.
Good.
And I don't know what's happening with Buddy Matthews. It's possible that because he and Rhea Ripley just got engaged like maybe about a month or so ago.
So they might be taking.
It could be, yeah, because Rhea's not been on Raw for the last couple of weeks either.
Nice. Cool.
So they could be just having a little mini vacation. You know, well deserved for both of them. They both worked hard and they've been doing great. But I can't wait to see full House of Black come back and sort of recoup from the loss at All In. That'd be great. But Julia Hart has been repping this really hard and she's been crushing it, absolutely destroying it. Has beaten Sky Blue, has beaten Willow in the last couple of weeks. She's just been running roughshod. Yeah, absolutely loving it. And her entrance is great. Fair play.
It is.
So yes, this is for the TBS title. So this would be her first title match, I believe. I don't think she's had a title match previously. I might be wrong on that one.
Not as part of House of Black, she hasn't.
No.
Potentially before, I'm not
Possibly,
sure.
yeah, with the sort of cheerleader thing.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see that she's getting back in the ring because obviously she just became more of like a valet and a dark elevation competitor for a while, and she was killing it then as well. To be fair to her, but it's good to see that she's getting more of a push in the spotlight, and the AEW aren't just going, oh let's chuck Britt Baker at Chris Statlander, let's chuck Saraya. Let's check Tony Storm. They're actually bringing up the undercard to face for titles, and I think that's great because then you take a Chris Statlander who is killing it. You know, she beat Jade Cargill for the title when she returned. She beat her again when Jade Cargill returned. I think that was on Rampage or Collision, one of the two. Jade Cargill has now signed with WWE.
Yes.
For anyone who doesn't know, so that sort of that final match with Chris Statlander was literally like almost like a passing of the torch.
Yeah.
Because they hugged, they embraced. Statlander held Chris Statlander's Jade Cargill held Statlander's hand up, sort of showing this is your champ, which I thought was really nice.
Yeah, it really is.
She didn't have to do that, and I thought it was great. And then as I say, you know, it's just having these new challenges, this new blood injected into it, which is really cool.
Love it.
Any other thoughts on this?
Statlander might have best friends in her corner, potentially.
Yeah, to combat Brody King.
Yeah. So that might be a bit of an equaliser. You'd have to have at least two from best friends to combat him, but they got him.
What are you trying to say there?
He's a big, strong man.
He's a mountain of a man.
But yeah, it's could be fun. If this is the only women's match on the card, at least it's a good one.
They're going to crush it.
Yeah,
both are great. Who you got?
Oh, I really want Julia to win, actually. I'm going to say Julia.
Yeah, I really want Julia to win.
It's going to, I don't know. It's that, it's like there's a word for it. Because it's Chris Statlander that was her loss previously. Is overcoming that mountain, isn't it?
Yeah.
If she loses
it's trying to expunge that loss and try and...
her whole run is just down.
Yeah, it's almost like an Achilles heel, and I don't want to see that for Julia.
No.
The problem is, I don't think they're ready to take the title off of Statlander.
Statlander has had such a good run.
My prediction is Statlander will retain the title.
Okay, but it might be a
disqualification, a count out, something like that. Yeah. So it could be a double DQ. It could be a double disqualification. It could be a double count out because of interference from Brody and the best friends.
So it wouldn't.
Who knows?
As
maybe House of Black will turn up
for Julia.
Technically not. No, I think that would be kind of more seen as a draw as opposed to a loss, especially if it's a double count out, a double disqualification. But they'd have to be very careful on how they do it.
If she can somehow cause Chris Statlander to be the one who is disqualified, then it does count as a win for Julia.
But then she would be entitled to a rematch.
Yeah.
Because she's technically beaten the champ.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But then how would you get
around it?
Yeah, but then how would you get past it? Because she'd still have to beat Julia to retain.
Yeah.
You know. So I think that Chris Statlander will somehow retain.
Okay.
Whether it's a clean win over Julia or some sort of shenanigans, I would rather the shenanigans to make Julia retain that strong image.
Yes.
That strong undefeated streak of 17 months. You know, I think that'd be great. And just because I think Julia's fantastic. I think she's got such potential. Give her another few years, she'll be world champ. No question at all. She's going to be world champ.
For sure.
Absolutely no question. Yes. Cool. Okay, next match was Better Than You, Baby versus The Righteous, Vincent and Dutch, for the ROH Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. Unfortunately, Adam Cole has suffered an injury
Yes.
at Grand Slam, much like Moxley did and Fenix as well. Fenix had done something to his, I think it was his back or shoulder. And Moxley had a concussion. That stage that they had for Grand Slam, when Adam Cole jumped off it, he landed awkwardly on his ankle, and he's broken it in 3 places.
Yes.
Yikes.
So he has to have an operation.
Go big or go home, baby.
I know.
Damn.
He carried on just walking about nothing had happened.
It's probably I just tweaked it.
Yeah,
I guess because
adrenaline,
there's so many bones in the ankle as well. I guess it kind of compensates for itself.
Yeah, but then that also will make it worse.
Yeah,
he's
absolutely.
walking about and moving it.
Absolutely.
So,
So obviously they were like, right, we're going to have to relinquish the titles, and MJF's like, no, I'm going to defend these titles for you, my best bro Chacho, against these weird hippie cult members of the righteous. Now, I've said this numerous times, I think Vinny Marcelli is great.
Yeah.
And the recent promos they've done, and I said this when we were watching Dynamite after we got back home earlier, it's giving me Bray Wyatt vibes and Wyatt family vibes, and I think that's great. But it's almost like they've taken that darkness of the Wyatt family and kind of flipped it.
Yeah.
So they've taken the darkness and they put it on the light side, and obviously the righteous. It's almost like Jim Jonesy.
Yes.
You know, Heaven's Gate.
Yeah.
You know, kind of religious cult. You know, and for the light side, for the good side, whereas Bray Wyatt was very much I don't want to say dark, like an evil side, but it was very much a darker persona. Sister Abigail and the fire, very much a darker persona, whereas the righteous are all bright and light, and they're all wearing white, and it's all in broad daylight, and it's like, oof, okay, this is cool. I was a bit like, about the righteous when they first turned up. Now I'm like, oh yes, these are great.
Yeah,
and that's even liking Vinny Marcellia from when he was back in the Kingdom in Ring of Honor, back like in 2018, 2019, wherever it was, when I was watching it quite frequently, to now. Like, I still like Vinny Marcellia, and I was like, oh, I don't know if this is the right thing, but you can see him really putting his stamp on it now, and it's like, yeah, this is great stuff.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Yeah, again, that's pretty much it. They won a tag team battle. Was it a tag team battle royal, or was it a 4-way? I think it was a 4-way. I think they beat the Hardys, Best Friends, and I want to say the Kingdom, actually. I think. I'm not 100% on that one. But yeah, the Righteous did obviously beat 3 other teams to win this match, to win this opportunity. So I think it's great that they're getting it as well. It's like we were saying earlier about Julia. It's nice to see that a team who might not be as prolific as the Hardys, the Lucha Bros, the Young Bucks, etc., they're getting that shot. They're getting that push, and I think that's great.
Yeah,
you know?
Sure.
Yeah. Any thoughts?
So this is MJF.
It's a 2-on-1 handicap match for the Ring of Honor tag team titles.
I feel like the outcome depends a bit on how long Adam Cole needs to be out.
He hasn't had the surgery yet, so we don't know. That's the biggest issue.
The obvious thing to do is the title mate needs to pass on. But if anyone's going to flip the script and somehow keep it, it's better than you, baby.
Kangaroo kick, baby.
Yeah. I think
Single
MJF,
clothesline.
he has that something that would maybe convince the writers to not take the championship of him. He could defend it on his own because he's that good. Yeah. But it's going to be a struggle. So whether he keeps it now and keeps trying to defend it in handicap matches, meaning that at some point he does lose it, and then that starts cracks in their relationship because he lost him.
What if?
Okay,
hang on. Right, who have you got first? Let's go this first.
I'm going MJF.
I'm going MJF.
Yeah.
I'm going MJF. I think their hope is that either, okay, this is what that's just popped in my head, right? So either Adam Cole's surgery will be really straightforward, and he'll have maybe a month off or whatever, and then they can come back and all will be hunky-dory again.
Yeah.
Alternatively, okay.
Yeah.
MJF has been embroiled in a storyline with Adam Cole,
Yes.
and who else?
Oh, thingy with the neck.
Adam!
Yeah, that one.
Adam! Roddy Strong.
That one,
Okay.
Roddy Strong.
So, what if Roddy makes a miraculous neck recovery and Adam Cole says, look, Max, do it for your best bro Chacho. Let Roddy team with you.
Ooh. Would Roddy do that, though?
To screw MJF? Yes, he absolutely would. Absolutely.
So then the Kingdom would win.
Well, you could have Roddy and MJF versus the Kingdom, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, uh-huh. But no, I don't mean this particular event, but sort
Okay,
of
so
after
later
the
down the
surgery, after they know the recovery time.
Right.
That could be a hell of a way to do this Roddy thing still and put him into this picture. Because if Adam needs time off, he can't be there.
And then MJF and Strong become best friends, and Adam Cole's the one on the outside.
Yeah. Better than you, next Strong.
Okay, that's terrible. Interesting.
That literally just popped in my head. So I think that could be a good way to go.
Yeah. Could be.
Cool.
Could be.
So that was we've got one match left. This is the last of our title matches. And it's actually not for one title, but for two.
Yes.
So we have the new Ring of Honor World Champion and New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Openweight Champion, Eddie Kingston, defending against the Ring of Honor Pure Champion, Katsuyori Shibata.
Yeah.
That was a long one. So there's two titles. Yeah, two titles. My finger didn't want to move then. Two titles in the match. So there's a Ring of Honor World Title and the Openweight and Japan NJPW Strong Openweight Championship.
Yeah.
Shibata's title is not on the line, so this is not a Ring of Honor pure rules match. Okay. Eddie Kingston Shibata teamed up to face Wheeler Yuta and Claudio Castiagnoli at All Out in Chicago. So obviously they've got a bit of history in terms of teaming. They've got a lot of respect for each other. And I think I did mention it in the All Out that Shibata really impressed me. I thought that match was great. Kingston, he's not your typical sort of jacked, strong, like, oh, look at me, beefy wrestler. He's like a normal looking chap. But the stuff he does is incredible. He's a great storyteller. You can tell his emotion. He loves this business. Seeing the stuff he was, again, harping on about New Japan Pro Wrestling and G1 Climax, seeing his stuff there has been great. And now to see them after tagging with each other, literally like 4 weeks ago, to sort of Shibata going, what was he had it on a notes thing, on a voice notes on his phone or something, like a Siri translation kind of thing. And it was like, I will be at Wrestledream October 1st. I will take on whoever. And then Eddie Kingston's like, Shibata, let's do it. Yeah. And I will put both belts on the line. And I was like, oh, yes, this is going to be great. Yeah, this is going to be so good. Be a great match. Shibata's such a technical wrestler, and you've got Eddie Kingston's a brawler, but he can do technical as well. Yes. So it'll be interesting to see how they work, because we've seen them work together, but against each other, it's going to be great. Yeah. I can't wait. It's going to be great. This is why I put that as the last match, because even though there's not much to really say about it, I'm really hyped for this match. Yeah, definitely. Like, they call Bryan and Zack Sabre Jr. a dream match. For me, this is a much better sort of matching than that match in my mind. Yeah. Any final thoughts, Noah?
I had been wondering why the third title hadn't been on the line, but hearing you say reminded me that it is the pure championship. It would mean you'd have to have the pure rules, which changes it up and would put Kingston at a huge disadvantage, I think.
But also, that would make 3 titles on the line. Yeah. So one person would take 3 belts. I think that's a bit much.
Well, depending on the outcome, one person could have the 3 belts by the end.
This is true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's very, very high stakes for Kingston.
Yes, it is. Yeah, but Shibata, it goes to show how much he values Shibata and how much he wants to give him that opportunity as well. In my mind, in terms of
really
kayfabe,
imbalanced. But I think that's how Kingston works best. He's making
when
himself
the odds are stacked against him, he's like, right, let's go, and he fights more. Yeah.
Agreed. And for that reason, I'm going to put Kingston to win.
I absolutely agree with that. He's just literally ended his program with Claudio Castiagnoli. He beat him on Dynamite Grand Slam. Was it last week? So what 9 days I was recording this? Yeah. For the Ring of Honor World Title. That feud now seems to put to bed. Thank God. Again, that's another feud I was going to get bored of. And it was great to see Eddie get that accomplishment. He got the 3, and everyone in the arena was like, yeah! Yes. And that was great. I loved that. I thought it was fantastic. So he definitely deserves it. Yes. He's very much an absolute fan of this business, you know, and I love that he's living his best life right now. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so we've come to the point then with the final thoughts. What is your most looking forward to match on this card?
Let me just remind myself, because there's a lot of great ones. Oops, bulge. I think the Jericho and gang against the Callis family. I think is
I'm gonna call them the Judas Golden Lovers. Or the Golden Judases.
Golden Judases.
There you go.
There we
go.
The
Golden Judases.
Yeah, I think that's my top one.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a really great match. I'm kind of torn between that and the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match. because that's just going to be chaos. That's going to be frenetic all over the place. Just to be different, I'm going to pick the 4-way.
All right.
I'll pick the 4-way just to sort of have a bit of variance.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to those, and obviously Eddie and Shibata.
Yeah.
Least looking forward to.
I think I'd go with Swerve versus Hangman on that one.
Okay. I'm going for Christian versus Darby.
All right.
Because again, I'm just really bored of that.
Yeah.
We haven't seen Swerve and Hangman before.
True. Swerve bores me a little, to be honest.
Yeah, but his in-ring stuff is great. You can't deny him that.
Yeah.
You know.
Just don't see it enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say about this before we sign off?
Very much looking forward to it. It's going to cap off a great week for us. So
First pay-per-view as a married couple.
Yeah, that's good.
Cool. Take us home, yeah.
So we will be back with our reactions to this event, to Wrestledream, which should be up
probably Tuesday.
By Tuesday we'll go
probably
with.
Tuesday.
By the time we get to watch it, record, edit, all that stuff.
Well, you've got to work a home day that day, and I'm home as well, so
so
this should make it a bit easier to record that evening, and I can edit it Tuesday.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
We'll keep you guys up to date.
Yeah, we'll let you know.
So if you'd like to make sure that you're around for that, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to be notified when new videos drop. You can also follow us on socials at Instagram, X, and Facebook, which our link tree is in the description below to take you straight to those, so you'll always know what's going on with us. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, and leave us some comments. Let us know what match you're looking forward to the most or the least on this card, or if you have any interesting fan booking
let us know.
ideas.
I'm always interested in your fan booking. I love doing the fan booking thing. It's great.
It's so good. We love it. Hear all those theories. I think that's it. Did I forget anything? No?
Nope, don't think so.
We good. So until next time, enjoy Wrestledream, enjoy wrestling. We'll see you next week.
Boom, guns up.
Bullet Club.